Hello, hello,
What's up? What's up, y'all?
hello. Yes, as you can see, if you're watching the YouTube video, we have our hater blockers on, and I absolutely am living for Aaron's because he has the motherfucking aviators
The
in this biatch.
aviators,
I'm loving it. You
the
know, I have on
blocking.
my cat eye as usual. You see me in these sunglasses are definitely my best friend. What do you think your thing is? You know how everyone like has a
Mhm.
thing, like, okay, my one of my other friends, like his thing is he really loves shoes, like he boots,
Right.
that's his thing, like he heeled boots, and you know what I'm talking about.
hmm
And then okay, so then my other friend, her thing is makeup. She's really like good at that, and that's what I associate with, like words that I associate with her. So, like, what do you think is your signature? Like, if you had a doll and your doll came with anything other than like a bottle of Hennessy, like, what is our thing?
Okay, so mine would definitely be Air Force Ones. Like
So,
a thousand
white
percent
or
Air Force
black?
white. Because black means something not right. If I got on black Air Force ones,
Run.
run. Just run. Run. Call the police. Call the police immediately because I'm about to do something.
As you should.
That would be crazy. But I would say aside from that, that and a good cologne.
Ooh.
I also love a good cologne. Like I have grown to like a good cologne. I've grown to like a good necklace, even though I haven't been into it lately because I've been trying to save money, y'all. But I do love a good necklace, and not all that real shit. I remember, like I keep it real. I don't like all that real shit. I'm not trying to spend like. Well, I am trying to spend it, but I don't have it right now to spend. So like regular jewelry that just looks nice will suffice me just like enough.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying? Yeah.
yes. Yeah, because it look, the point is the aesthetic. Like obviously it's important to, well, not even important. It's nice to have real things, 14K, you know,
Right.
you know, just so they, especially if you have like sensitive skin. But if you're just going and you want something to match your outfit, or if you want something, you know, just for like a day or two, it doesn't matter that if it's real or fake.
That's how I feel. And
It's just like as
everybody
long as it aesthetically matches
exactly. I
the
think a lot of
vibe.
people are also scared to like dive into that, but I'm not. Fashion over me down.
Period.
Fashion over me down. What's the other one? Um, Sheen. Yeah, all of them. Like I do not mind. I will put on a Sheen necklace without any regrets. ASOS,
They
please.
so tired of this house, child.
I'm
Between
telling you,
me and my roommate, we went
the
up and
only
out.
reason they haven't heard from me in a while is because I ordered these gym shorts and they were too small and I got a XL and I was like, I know you fucking lying. Like, what?
That is how ASOS is, though.
Yeah.
That's why it's just
You gotta
like,
get a fucking triple XL. And I'm like, damn, fuck. Y'all see me out at BravoCon. It wasn't giving like that. It wasn't giving that.
you were dressed down for BravoCon. Like you ate. So,
I think I want to say I think we all were, especially us, um, and a lot of y'all too that we seen.
oh yeah, we
Everybody
saw a
looks
lot
so
of
beautiful.
fashions. Yeah.
hmm
And really good like makeup, which I appreciate.
What would you say your accessory would be?
My whole thing is that I like to change my appearance a lot. And you guys have seen it literally in the evolution of this pod. Like I'll go from braids to straight hair to shorter, like a bob, to curly
hmm
hair. Now I have red hair. You know, I just think maybe I'm not really a hair girl per se. I just like changing like the way that I look. Like I'm very much, and I know that we're gonna get into X-Men. I did even though like I feel like Jean Grey because I'm always feigning. And then and I'm trying to read people's mind. I'm very much a mystique. Like I just change all the time because I'm in a cosplay, and I feel like through fashion and hair and everything is how like I express myself. And then the other thing that I would say is sunglasses, because I've had multiple kinds of sunglasses, so much so that, like, shout out to Chelsea. Oh no, well, not Oh no, Bravo. Oh no, what's her name? Y'all, shout out to Chelsea. Like, this one time, she sent me freaking sunglasses. Oh no, Chels. Okay. So she sent me sunglasses because she's like, these would look so hot on you, because she knows that I am a sunglasses girl. So it would be sunglasses. And then every time you see my doll, she wouldn't be like a cartoon character. She would be in a different outfit with different hair. Because,
I know that's
I'm more
right.
of a Bratz doll, because Bratz have that passion for fashion. Like, I love Barbie, but Bratz, them bitches live,
They
eat,
step.
sleep, and breathe
And they had
fashion.
the prettiest eyes.
They're more like, they aesthetically, they look more like me. Like, they got titties, they got big ass eyes.
Bone press.
I have big ass lips. Like, they look like me. So that's why I always connected to Bratz more. And then, of course, I was playing the Bratz game, and then I got real mad because I don't even want to get into it because it pissed me off so much. But I am going to eventually get back to playing the Bratz game again. But I'm just going to start from the beginning, because that really, ooh. Ooh, anyway, so let's get into now that y'all know what the Aaron and Kaya action dolls will be. Let's get into our Black excellence. You want to go first?
I'll go first, and y'all know exactly who it's going to go to, and I don't care. That's why I got on the hater blockers. It's going to go to Beyonce for Sacred and for showing off her real hair, her inches. A lot of people took to Twitter. I'm not even going to say a lot of people, like 2 or 3 people that I've seen took to Twitter and made a fool of themselves and accused her of wearing wigs, but she parted it each and every way, and she showed y'all exactly what's going on in her hair, how she likes to do her hair, what she puts in her hair. And I just thought it was I thought it was a beautiful process through and through, because it was needed. And when she released Sacred, I didn't necessarily think, like, I didn't even think about it until she did it. And I'm like, oh, wow, this was actually needed, because a lot of the times we see Beyonce and I'm like, is this a wig? Is this not a wig? Is this her hair? Is it not? But it's Beyonce. I don't really care. And I don't care about it being a wig for anybody, for that matter. If you like wigs, you like wigs. But I have been curious a few times, because it just looks so natural sometimes, to the point where I'm like, whoa. And I think we've seen, even if it is a wig, she has long hair, and her hair looks a lot like the wigs, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I was just waiting for you to finish, because I was just gonna co-sign it. I definitely think that, and I'm gonna really talk my shit. I think a lot of you bald-headed scallywags were fucking jealous as fuck, and Beyonce heard you whores who literally have nothing better to do than to hate on her and question her authenticity when it comes to her hair. And if it comes to, like, oh, even though I don't understand why, because look, we got bitches that be breaking out all day and night. They got skin shit. I'm not gonna name names because I'm not that. Because I like these people, but there's a lot of celebrity skin products where the celebrity doesn't even use their own products, or the celebrity has terrible skin. So why is it that anytime that a big artist like a Beyonce or Rihanna, or well, I'm not gonna say because Rare Beauty has mixed reviews, but when Selena like released their products, it's like, okay, well, why are they telling us what to put on our skin? What credibility do they have? A lot of the times, it's like, what credibility does Elf have? What credibility does all these other brands, Mane and Tail, have? Like, what? Who?
Agreed.
Like, what do you mean? You're buying these faceless brands, and you're questioning a Black woman whose mother is a hairstylist.
Yeah.
So
And I know,
that's why it's the authenticity.
mhm,
Like that was weird to me. And I also feel like, and I'm gonna let you go after this, but I just feel like
yeah,
why when a black woman has long hair and decides to add pieces in, like maybe she has weave pieces, maybe it's wig, it's protective hairstyles because our hair, and you know this, Aaron, because before you cut your hair, you had a lot of hair. Um, it's easier to just put on a wig over it, or if you don't want to color your hair, if you don't want to curl your hair, you don't want to put a lot of heat in your hair, it's easier to have these protective hairstyles. And people of other races and nationalities do the same thing, but they call them pieces, hair pieces. They don't call them
right.
weaves and wigs, they call them different things. The other thing that I want to hit is that when people have dreads down to their motherfucking back or locks or whatever you call them, there's no question about it because you guys think, oh, you know, they're dreads, so they come from the head. But when someone has like genuine hair that they blew out or permed or whatever it is, and it's long, whether it's Nicki, because Nicki has a lot of hair, Kenya Moore, Kenya has a lot of fucking hair, Beyonce, you want to question it. But when it's locks, there's no question. Like, just stop. There's no such thing as good hair. Sometimes it's genetics, but other times it's literally just hair care. A woman that is rich, a woman that has
Mhm.
the time to get her hair properly brushed out, conditioned, all that. And a woman who has a mother as a hairstylist, I would expect her to have beautiful long tresses. So
Right.
it's just the people that were calling out her credibility, it was weird. And then also after that, it's now, oh, but is she full black? Like, why are you asking all these stupid ass questions as if you don't know that black people can grow hair?
I agree. I agree with everything you said. I think we need to give ourselves more credit. Um, and I know a lot of us struggle with our hair, whether that's texture, whether that's growing it. Um, some of us have conditions. Some of us it's genetics, and I've seen that in the comments as well. And I do believe genetics plays a part in your hair texture and things like that. But I think we shouldn't place judgment on one person because their texture is different. And then it's like that whole, and I'm not going to get into it with y'all, but with the whole 4B, 4C, 4A, like I just cannot take it. I still don't even know what the fuck I am. And that's why I cut the shit off because I couldn't deal with it. And I think it's very tiring and frustrating. But again, everybody's hair is different, and I'm not going to put down somebody else's or take away their credibility because theirs doesn't align with mine. And I think that's what we have to stop doing, just in the black community in general.
Oh, yeah.
I would like
Yeah,
for us to stop doing that. Um,
absolutely.
because the hair is beautiful. And all textures are beautiful. This is just one texture. We can still congratulate her and still support her while supporting other textures too. I think when people see this like blow up, they're like, "Oh, it's because she got that texture. She got that Brazilian texture. She got that Spanish texture, whatever they call it." But it's like, no, we can just appreciate nice hair in general, whether that's Beyonce's hair or whether that's Jill Scott's hair, which is a great example because I love her afro, or whether that's uh Kaya's hair, who's been growing her locks for some time, and her locks are beautiful.
Absolutely.
Now, what comes out her mouth,
That's another
that's
podcast,
another
baby.
story. But yeah, I just think that we need to stop doing that. But I'll put a bow on that.
Yeah, and that beautiful bill it is. And if Miss Tina and Parkwood and Beyonce and Sacred want to send us some products,
Please,
we'll
by
gladly
all
take
means,
that.
because I really want to put some in my hair.
It make you want to grow your hair back
It
because
does,
your
and
hair it was
it
long and
does.
curly and
Let me tell you
beautiful.
something. When I seen that video yesterday, I'm like, I'm growing my hair back.
I
And
know that's right.
Beyonce said color it, so I'm gonna color it too.
Color it. Period. Period.
And
That's
that's
for
another thing that I
women.
noticed. When I colored my hair, it was so much more healthy. And I don't know if that was just like
I think
I don't know
because
if
you
that
have to
was just Lions
maintain.
fans.
I
Yeah.
think you have to maintain it, and that's the other thing is like you have to realize that a lot of people because Black people's hair, a lot of us it takes if you have thicker hair or coilier hair, it takes longer to do. So we're not blowing it out. We're not,
Mm-hmm.
washing it every day. Like Black hair does not need to be washed every day. That's literally how you get cold. That's the thing. We're not doing like all that
But when
shit
you got a
every day.
color,
But when you got a color and you have to actually keep it up and you keep it up, you're forced to, hey, I have to use a certain conditioner. I have to use paraben free. I have to use all this. Like you pay more attention to it because you want that color to stay.
you
And
gotta
even
make that shit
certain
shake.
colors, yeah, certain colors even come with us, it nurtures your hair. A lot of it is also I know a lot of people who take like vitamins, biotin,
Mm-hmm.
rice, wash it with rice water. Literally, like I mean, a lot of people have certain things to say about her calling it a ritual, but people have rituals to take care of their hair every Sunday. You have a wash day. And then also, let's not act like, even if you're a Black person with 4 double D titty hairs, right? So if you have the thickest hair,
Mm-hmm.
even when you put water in it and you comb that shit out, you don't even know what texture it really is. So can we stop acting like moisture and the way you take care of your hair doesn't affect it? You can literally either be born with it genetically it looks a certain way and it acts a certain way and it's easier than other people, or you can train it up. You just have to figure out what works
What you
for
gotta
your
do?
hair.
What you gotta do? What you gotta do? There you go.
Very simple.
Everybody is different.
Period.
Thank you. What is your Black
Anyways,
excellence?
mine is going to be Bo DeMaio. Bo DeMaio is the showrunner of X-Men 97. He is Afro-Latino, but he was fired literally like right
Yes.
before the show came on. And I don't like they never said why he was fired. I heard some things. He might have
Mm-hmm.
had a certain profile. But I heard that even on the profile, it wasn't really anything that isn't
What's too
Disney
crazy?
friendly.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. It wasn't like a Sukihana profile. So, anyways, like I just can't like imagine like you're finally getting the X-Men into the MCU. You know that shit is good because when you see something like this or when you create something, you know it's good when you put that shit out. I can't imagine doing all that, getting so close to the goalpost and then getting parting ways, or they call it they parted ways. I don't know if it was a mutual decision, but regardless, it kind of has, as beautiful as it is, because the reaction's so well and you're proud of your work and you know that you had a plan. I think you had a plan all the way through season 3 or some shit like that. You
Right.
know that it's going good and you can't really fully appreciate or be a part of it because you have been fired. So I just think that he should get the Black Excellence of the Week because he has been knocking it out of the park because these are the episodes that he's worked on. I'm trying to find some statements that he made. Yeah, so he said that my plan was the first half of the season is the OG audience's pre 9/11 days, rife with nostalgia and comfort. Then 9/11, which is like the episode 5, like Tulsa and other mass tragedies, turning the world upside down and reminded us that the whole world is unsafe. And someone said that I can't believe that they redacted the most controversial stories in X-Men 97. He said on Twitter, it's not done yet. Not sure what it is. Someone else said that you did your big one. Kudos to you, OMG. That was a reaction after episode 5. He said, actually, episodes 8 through 10 is my big one. So it's like we have
Ooh.
this person of color who is Hispanic and Black who literally is just killing it. And I do feel bad, but I just want him to know that like this shit is Edie. Like this show is killing it, and you have not only managed to gain a new audience of a new generation, but you also have the old audience interested, people who grew up with the show. So just kudos to you, and I like appreciate what you do. And also, he also said that he revealed that the series story is informed by his experience as a Black gay man. So we have a queer Black Hispanic gay man running the show. Like, whether or not he's fired or whatever happened, this was your baby and you were years and years on it. I believe he was hired right after the pandemic. And it's amazing to see, and it's amazing for representation.
And I'm so proud of him, and I hope that they get some damn sense and bring him back. Because if you guys plan to do a few seasons, you're definitely going to need him back.
This
and that's
visionary.
Just period, point blank.
Exactly.
Now,
well, let's get into the shows, honey. Where do you want to start?
Quite want to get into X-Men yet because I got to get somebody's ass.
I understand.
And I really want to get into Vanderpump Villa because it's just been pissing me off. And I think because I seen the most recent 2 episodes, I seen them together, like back to back. So they pissed me off for 80 minutes in total, nonstop, just for 80 minutes. And once I got done, I'm like, I am so pissed. Like, they just pissed me off so bad. I want to start off by saying Grace had such a valid point. She was not hearing it with Marciano. She called him a pussy. Which, right, I feel like everybody's called him a pussy at least once throughout the episodes that I've seen.
Everybody can't be lying sometimes.
I do believe she has valid reasonings for everything that she's saying. And I love to see that the girls are supporting Grace during this time. The only one that's not really supporting her is Hannah. And I found that really funny because, like, literally 2 minutes after this, she's like, oh, whatever. She's crying. I thought somebody was dying. It's not that big of a deal. Whatever. They're just making a big deal out of it. Marciano kissed a guest. And word gets back because Gabriella, even though I wouldn't have told her shit, I would have probably let her find out by herself because but Gabriella has the courtesy to go and tell her what's going on. And she's like, I see Marciano making out with the girl over there, and she throws a fit. She falls on the ground. She starts crying. And, in my Nicki Minaj, I just heard it in my head, like in Nicki Minaj's voice. This is why side bitches should never cry or should never laugh. That's the better one, yeah. Because you were just laughing not too long ago, and look at you. Crying and looking foolish on TV over a man that you already know wasn't your man in the first place.
It never was and never will be and never wanted to be.
And never wanted to be. And she just looked so silly. And I laughed out loud. Because now I think that's hilarious. You look stupid. And I was so surprised to see that the other girls show her so much support, specifically Telly. I was just like, because I get into that. But I definitely thought that they were going to make her eat shit because, like, you've been walking around the house. You've been disregarding everybody's feelings. You've been walking all over people. You've been rude as hell. And now that you're crying and you're like, oh, Marciano isn't shit. Like, you realize that, like, the rest of the cast, you want people to comfort you and come kiss your ass. And I would not have did that. I would have laughed in her face. Hard as fuck, a hardy ass cackle.
I'm not saying that because you're right.
Like, hard as fuck.
I did like on that episode that the girls finally got to kick back and relax their feet and, like run amok and actually flirt with some single guys this time because Eric was just like every single time somebody came, Eric was
Oh,
just taking off, running buck
listen,
naked, like acting a damn
I'm
fool.
gonna wrap that up because we're gonna get to the single man. Listen, I know we missed because we missed the episode before the most recent one. So I want to catch y'all up on that a little bit. But I do know that the guests before the single man, they said that shit was bomb and it was ghetto. And they said that they heard gunshots. They heard somebody playing My
What?
Neck, My Back loud as fuck in the background. And they could not take it anymore. They were like, this is so ghetto. And Lisa Vanderpump was like, I just do not understand what the hell happened. Like, this is crazy.
Because they was acting a fool in front of the guests.
And I love that Lisa pulls Andre to the side because it's clear that he is one of the most trustworthy staff members. I would say aside from Gabriella, that I would personally call on and be like, and then the chef. But
I would
it's a few
say,
of them.
yeah, it's actually a few. It's
Yeah.
just both of the chefs. Both of the
Mm-hmm.
chefs. It's Gabriella, it's Andre, and then also Priscilla. Even though
Yes,
she
Priscilla.
took back, she's as far as a worker, she's good.
She's good. She's good to go. So Lisa Vanderpump is like, give it to mama in her Beyonce voice. And he lets her know exactly what happened. And she's just shocked. She's so surprised. She's over Marciano's ass. And listen, the fact of the matter is, Marciano needs to go home anyway. So they announced the guests. It's 5 single men, 1 woman. Now, this is a very special guest because he was in a really bad vehicle accident, a car accident, and he almost lost the ability to walk for like the rest of his life. But due to physical therapy and the help of his friends, he was able to regain his strength. And now he's almost back to normal. So it's time to turn up. It's time to celebrate. So Lisa Vanderpump is like, we need to be on our tens because this is a big ass deal. Like, we cannot fuck around. Lisa Vanderpump pulls Marciano to the side and she's like, your ass isn't even going to be a part of the main crew. You're going to be in the kitchen. And
In the
the
dungeon. He was
chef
downstairs. He was in
downstairs
the back of the corner store where they
in the
keep
back
the
of
hugs.
Panera Bread, like under the floor
At the sink.
at the sink, literally. And he's like, no, you can't do this to me. But she's like, I will, and I did. You're getting your ass down there. And not only are you going to be down there, but the chef is going to supervise you since you had a lot to say about his ass anyway.
And
And
that
I
was
thought,
rude. Tell her what he said about the chef.
yeah, he was like, because they asked him a question. They were playing a game and they were like, who do you feel is like pretty much the most useless and should go their ass home? And he was like, the chef. And I was like, well, damn, like, what did the chef do? The chef is providing food. And I'm like, it's a few of y'all that actually should go home, in my opinion, that he could have chose. He could have chose himself.
Even though he wasn't going to choose himself, I just didn't expect him to choose the chef.
I
Like,
didn't,
what
yeah.
are you talking about? You dumb. Like, the chef is the one who provides you what you need to go and entertain yourself. Because
It was
at the
just
end of the
silly.
motherfucking day, we need food.
I could even understand him calling on the female chef because she burnt that thing. So I'm like, okay, I could even see that. If
The
he wanted to revisit
croissant.
that. The croissant, yeah. But he chose the chef, and I was like, oh, this is
Because he won't beef because he knows the chef look better than him. Ooh.
hello. So afterwards, Gabriella is getting more cozied up with Andre. We see her giving him a pedicure, and I kind of like their back and forth. I like their little relationship that they have, that they're building. We're seeing that Andre actually likes Gabriella, and I like to see that because I kind of do possibly want them together. Maybe. I know I said the opposite on 2 episodes ago, but now my thought process has changed.
Well, we're
So,
deeper in the season. That's fair.
yeah, we're a little bit more deeper into things. Uh, Also, the guest, I want to say the one that was in the accident, he kind of reminded me of Uche a little bit. Did you see that?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
I was like, is this
Is
Uche's
this
brother?
fucking like Love is Blind? Like,
Yeah. I was like, what is going on? And I also want to say, for them to talk as much shit, and this is the one thing that I do have to say in defense of Marciano, for them to be taking body shots off of the guests and like eating lime out of the guests' mouths.
I was waiting for Lisa to say something though, because I was gonna be like, no, your
Yeah.
manager be getting naked, so fair is fair. I thought fair was fair. Yeah, they got
I
rowdy,
just,
but Lisa kept saying, "Oh, as long as the guests are happy." The
but
guest was real happy.
that's what I'm saying. So I felt like, you know what, Marciano making out with that girl was not really a big of a deal. Is they made that shit seem because everybody getting
But
kisses.
okay, I got a question though. Do you think that Hannah would have went that hard had Marciano not made out with that guest? Because this is a
No,
chain reaction.
no. The only reason that she's acting how she's acting is she's hired Tilly as her puppet. And I don't even want to say that word, but you know, you know. Um, it's because of all of this. And Telly can't even see it, which I will get. Ooh, I want to get into her ass.
Go ahead,
Just
go ahead.
pissed me off so
You almost
bad.
did. You almost did.
Gabriella kisses Dan, which is a man that shows Hannah some interest, but it's clear that Hannah's not really interested in him like that, in my opinion, anyway. So I really don't understand what all the fuss was about because that's a guess. You just gonna see him for one day, 2 nights, or
And she said
one,
she didn't want
2 days,
him.
1 night. Yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. So I'm just like, why are we getting so upset with Gabriella? Because Mama gotta have a life too.
And also, he expressed interest in Gabriella too. Like, yeah, he expressed interest in Hannah, but he like the
Yeah,
conversation that he had with Hannah, it was awkward. Like they didn't have chemistry, in my opinion, at least.
and
So it was a
right,
mutual kind of thing. It wasn't like
and
Gabriella
they're
just like went
drinking.
behind her.
It's like they're drinking, they're turning up, they're having fun, they're living in the moment. Just because you didn't want him and Telly didn't want him didn't mean that Gabriella was like should not have shot her shot.
He
So I
wasn't looking at
just
Telly anyway.
yeah, but according to her, he was. So Joe.
Like I missed that part.
It kind of reminded me of that Housewives of Potomac moment where the girl was like, he was looking at me and he was absolutely the fuck not. Um my thing is, and this is now I really gotta get into Telly. I just don't understand what like when the moment was that she crawled into Hannah's ass because it happened so sudden. Like 1 minute they were okay with each other, and then 1 minute they're like in the fucking room together with each other's ass pressed against each other, braiding each other's hair.
Fucking what's that called? That caterpillar movie?
Yeah,
The human centipede.
the
Like, why are
human
you
centipede.
eating each other's ass like that? When it
Why?
was just like he was, if she was cool with Marciano, she would not be paying you any attention, Telly. That's what I
Right.
want you to know because she was hell bent on defending Marciano. So when and then not only that, not only when did you get so cool with Hannah, but also when did you start beefing with Gabriella like that?
That is what was so weird to me. That is what was so weird to me. And I'm like, why are you trying to be a girl's girl to a girl who would literally, if it was up to you, if it was between you and Marciano, just like literally an hour ago, your black ass would be going home in tears,
Scared, shook,
scared,
panicking.
shook, panicking, frightened. Oh, nobody likes me. Oh, I can't connect with anybody. Like your ass was literally doing Priscilla before Priscilla did Priscilla.
Mm.
So I just found that, and that's also another thing that I found funny that like throughout the show, we're seeing that Priscilla is going through like this mini depression. She feels like she's not connecting with anybody. And instead of being like a good friend and being like, hey, how are you feeling? Why are you feeling this way? Is there anything that we can do to make you feel better? As she did Hannah's ass when Hannah started boohoo crying over Marciano,
Who you don't even fuck with, who don't
who you
fuck
don't
with
even
you.
fuck with. And then with Telly, she was kind of like on Telly's side. Well, I wouldn't say they weren't. They were like on sides, but I felt like she was more Team Telly than she was a Marciano, in my opinion.
She
So
was
I
at least
just,
neutral.
yeah, she was at least neutral towards the situation. So I just didn't get that whole thing at all. And that's why I'm Team Gabriella through and through because Gabriella is like, why am I eating
Well, okay, tell them what
ass?
happened. Like
Yeah,
they,
so
go ahead.
so they got in they were outside together talking shit. And in their head, they're upset because Gabriella kissed Dan, and they felt like Dan had an interest in Hannah. And they feel like the only reason Gabriella kissed Dan is because he had an interest in Hannah, which made them feel like she was kind of like one of those girls that just talks to their friend's love interest. And I thought that was a weird take. I'm just like, this is a guest again.
And then this is what I didn't like. They tried to bring up Andre and was is that Emily, the one
Andre.
who had a crush, like the younger girl who has a crush on Andre. Like,
Yes, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Oh, I forgot her name.
hold on,
Um,
I got to get these names right because I want to make this point.
oh, child. Let me see.
Grace.
Grace.
So Grace had said backstory. Grace had said that she had a little crush on Andre, but nothing really came of it. So Gabriella and Andre have grown closer. So what they tried to say is they found a pattern with Gabriella that, oh, not only did she do that with the guests, but she also isn't a girl's girl because she knew that Grace had a crush on Andre. So they sat outside near the pool, making up, just pulling shit out of thin air, to talk about how I guess Gabriella just goes behind every girl's man or whatever. And it's just
Oh my
like,
gosh.
that doesn't make any sense. And then they started like, okay, shit talking, I'm all for shit talking, even though I was kind of confused about it. But it was when they started talking about her appearance, when she's actually the
Yes.
prettiest girl in the cast, specifically her nose.
And it was very surprising to see Telly take part in that conversation when your braids are turning into ropes.
You're right,
I
you're right. You're laughing with this white bitch with blown up lips beyond. She wants to be
that
Hunter
looks
King, Joey King, that's
correct.
literally crying behind a man who doesn't even fucking want her, who literally cursed you out. You're literally saying that another black woman has a Toucan Sam nose for
And
no reason.
I thought that was really weird because her whole pitch when she came on the show was people find me like I normally don't get along with people. I normally can't vibe with people. People just don't like my energy for whatever reason. Now I get it. Now I get why they
There was
can't fuck
also
with
like a
your
lot of
ass.
like racial undertone with her argument with Marciano, only for her to go and
Be like I love this because we don't have to say it.
if you see it, you see it.
And
So
that's
then
it.
go ahead because you're doing a great job at recapping both episodes.
Mumbling and cackling.
Ugly bitches should never laugh. Talking about Gabriella's appearance, like I'm sorry,
I
we
thought
shouldn't
that
talk about
was
anyone's appearance. Period.
I just thought that was very disrespectful, and I
And
thought that was
ironic.
rude, especially to a girl who's not even a girl's girl. When has Hannah ever been a girl's girl? Because just open her little legs a little bit and show her panty a little bit, and threw a damn tantrum and was like, "You need to close your damn legs."
And to be fair, that was literally around the time that Ice Spice released her single, Dilly. She said she a baddie
She
for
was
showing her
showing her
panty.
panty a little bit. She's shaking
So
like
that's what
jelly.
you're supposed to do. And she wouldn't know that because she's not cultured. That's why.
Correct. And that's already a point taken off. And then on top of that, like I said, you tried to send Telly's black ass home, like literally at the beginning. She was like, "You're not even doing your job. You're here arguing. You're doing the most. Shut up." Like, did you
Ironic.
see how she was talking to her? Do you think that I would be laughing and cackling with bitch who talked to me like that and almost got made me lose my damn job?
No, because
Absolutely
I'd probably
not.
already be at home.
Correct.
Lisa would have sent me home. I couldn't.
Correct.
Like, I mean,
Literally on Indeed.
on Indeed in Paris. Like, hello,
On
I'm stranded.
Indeed.
I need a 2-day job just to get me my international ticket.
The good thing about LVP though is she's not gonna fire your ass. She's just gonna make you do something else. Like she like
Because
get
she
your
know
ass
that
in
you're
the
stranded
kitchen.
out there. If
Get
this
your
was
ass in that
Sir,
kitchen.
if this was Sir, asses would be suspended. Like people would literally be taking breaks.
You're
But she's like,
done.
okay, we're in
You're
Europe.
fired.
Apologize. No.
Apologize now. You're out.
And it comes from nowhere. Did you hear him literally
Did you hear that fucking Tully was in the back with fucking Hannah talking about shit when her hair is dwindling and turning into rope? Did you hear?
And she called her toucan some. She
Did
looks
you hear?
like Captain Crunch.
And I just think I feel like she deserves all of that because I was very disappointed in Tully.
Because I never liked Hannah anyway, so I just wanted to put that out there.
Never.
And
And
if you
even
want to know
when
why I'm going so hard is because I jumped the gun as usual, as I usually do, and I'm like, oh my god, I love Telly. I get it. I get where she's
I
coming from.
don't.
It must be so, like lonely to be a black woman out there, and then also just in general,
But
she's
let
had
me
a
get
hard
you.
life, and she's from Fort Lauderdale. For her to go in Europe and pull this, especially with a girl who looks better than everyone there.
Pick me. That's what it gives me. She was picked, and now she's chosen.
Mm. Ain't that something?
Master Darby.
Okay. So then what happens? There's a dinner.
Yeah, there's a dinner, and Hannah is still being a piece of shit, and she's still judging Priscilla. She's like, not my problem. I'm not the one going through the fucking depression, so I don't care. And this is another thing I want to get to. Why are they taking this girl's depression so like personal? And they're like, oh well, she's insinuating that we're being bullies, and I'm like, well.
Are
What
you
is this conversation that you guys are having outside about this girl's nose and comparing her to Toucan Sam?
calling her ugly?
And what the hell did Toucan Sam do but give us damn Fruit Loops?
He's like, well, why am I in it? Go.
Oh, that shit was offensive to me because I'm like, wait a damn minute. Like, one thing that you won't do is that Tritz Bunny and Toucan Sam and Tony the Tiger.
Especially
Who
Tony the
started
Tiger.
his Ozempic like a few years ago.
He was the first one to do it.
He was the first one to do it, and y'all won't say shit about him because he's paid his dues.
And I dare you.
How dare you? And that damn Lucky Charms, man. Like, you just won't do it.
He's magically delicious.
And the dinner just was just so nasty and rude. And even when Telly was called out, like, girl, you said, you talked about this girl's nose. And she was like, well, did you say it? And Telly's like, yeah, I did say it. And I'm like, girl, and you're proud of this shit?
Yeah.
I hope that Lisa Vanderpump really flips the switch and does pay for that ticket back home. Like Beyonce, like Destiny's Child when they like, well, you gonna miss your flight. Because I wouldn't think twice about it if she did.
I think that since she gave Marciano a second chance, I want to see that bitch washing dishes and licking the floor. Like,
Correct. Cleaning under the beds.
you know? And since you guys wanted to defend, why do I keep forgetting her name? She just must
Grace.
not be that impressive. Since you guys wanted to defend Grace, let trade places with Grace.
It's
Go
because
make the
Grace is like Lynn's sister from Girlfriends that comes into town.
And she says the N word, but you let it slide, and she
Well, they
just
didn't
makes
let
the
this
bed.
shit slide. Because Lynn
Mm-hmm.
was like, when you say that word, only one of us gets hurt. And then she took that shit out of her head and she came back and she's like, you know what? I am white. I just be liking Jill Scott a little bit. Like, and that's okay.
And it's okay. It's okay. There's some, like, we call them our seasoned cousins. Like, y'all can't
Right.
say the N word. Y'all can't say the N word.
No.
But you are like, and I think that people also like, and this is a little side step from the recap that we're doing. This is with like the Mama June thing. A lot of people, when they are watching Mama June or Alana online, they're like, oh, they're trying to be black. They're trying to be black. No, this is Southern culture. Like, you guys don't
Yes.
understand. A lot of people in the South talk alike. A lot of black people and white people talk alike. So they're not trying to be black. This is Southern
And there's
culture.
nothing wrong with appreciating culture. As long
Not
as you're just
appropriating it.
not, you there you
There's a
go.
difference in a fine
There's
line.
a difference in the fine line. Now, when
But
you're trying to
yeah,
do box braids and shit like that, now
okay. And your hair falling out,
you're
rightfully
pushing
so.
it. You're pushing it. You're pushing
Sacred
it.
can't help that, baby. But Grace got nothing to do with that. So if you are defending Grace so much so that you want to call Gabriella ugly, how about you go and take Grace's job since Grace is so pretty then? Since you're so up Grace's ass, apparently, since you wanted to
That
act
whole
like that,
thing
like
was
that was just
so
weird.
weird. Like, and I'm just like, well, when did it become fuck Gabriella? Like, all
For
because,
what?
and you were just literally in Marciano's ass. So why do you even care?
And then Hannah's at the table because they finally had like a team dinner where, because we don't really get to see the chefs and everyone together because they're usually in the back fucking working. That's why what Marciano said was
I'm
so
surprised she didn't get
disrespectful.
hit.
Hannah is like,
I'm surprised she didn't get
Caroline
hit.
literally said nothing. She said nothing, and Hannah's like, "You call me insecure?"
I was like,
Bitch,
what?
you're either one of three things. One, you're on crack. I wouldn't put it past you. Two,
Not the hub house.
like, what are you on? Two, like, why would you make
I
that up?
just kind of feel
Two,
like,
you wanted a TV moment. You wanted a
are
TV
you on
moment.
something?
Not right now. Why would you say right now? Like, what do you mean, bitch? I'm not on nothing. What are you on? Or three, you're insecure, and it's number three.
Yeah, I do believe so. I do believe so, and I just want, and I'm not one to say go to hell, but some people,
She go to hell. She
she
go
can
to the
go
pits.
right. Take a damn bus or a train,
An elevator
a elevator.
down.
She could swing on the ropes of goddamn Tilly's hair.
Motherfucking.
And that's all I have to say. Because I was insulted. Like, I'm just like, as a black person, I know damn well you're not tearing another black person down when it's only like three of y'all in this house. Like, y'all should
Especially
have
her nose.
a
Like, that's
mutual
a thing.
exactly. To not like her, you don't have to like her. That's fine. But to talk about her physical appearance
Different.
with a woman that looks like this is quite alarming and quite questionable. So much so, I had to pull out my damn handy dandy notebook and take notes. Very questionable. But that's where I'll leave it. And we'll see what
Yeah.
happens on this next episode. Gabriella, fuck them girls.
And I love that Gabriella was like, look at me. I'm pretty. And I was like, you know what?
And he chose me. He don't want you.
I was like, wow, they put the right people in the right situations.
They do.
Because I could not imagine looking like Gabriella and hearing that someone, Telly, called me ugly. They would have to actually might not air that part.
Yeah. Because I'm not even going to say, because they're both good looking girls, but Your nasty ass attitude is what
It's
is
the attitude
making
that
you
makes it disgusting.
ugly, and it's
Like,
making me pay attention to the smaller details like them braids and things like that. So that's why it's like it's very important to have a good personality and attitude, especially when you're on TV. I am ashamed. I am so sorry, Fort Lauderdale residents.
yeah, we don't represent that. That's not what we're about at all. Y'all know that.
Period. Damn.
Well,
It's
that was
seven.
a show. What I do want to say, not a show, but that was that show. What I do want to
Mm-hmm.
say is that they're having a reunion, apparently.
Good, good. Who's gonna
So
host it? Are they gonna give it to Sheena Shea? Because Sheena Shea needs it, child. She wants it.
desperately, God,
Please just give her something. Um,
something, if nothing else, God. But yeah, they're having a reunion, and also Lisa Vanderpump is doing an AMA on Reddit. Random as hell, but if you guys want to ask Lisa something on Reddit, you'll have the opportunity to ask
why
her in an
Reddit?
AMA. Because that's what Reddit is known for, AMAs, like asking anything. So the Hulu Reddit specifically, it's a promo thing. It's a promo thing.
Oh,
But shout out to Hulu. I love my box.
I love them so much. They're so fun.
But yeah, let's just quickly talk about Abbott Elementary because it wasn't a lot to talk about.
Janine start working at Abbott again.
Yeah, and that's how that happened. That's what I'm glad. I'm glad because it wasn't really that good of an episode to me personally.
It wasn't that good of a season to me personally. I gotta be sorry, y'all. It wasn't. Janine had left and it was so noticeable, and then she went to go do this damn school district, and I just did not give a fuck about it at all. Like, I just did not care. I was happy that she came back. I like to see her story arc. It was very clear that she was working on some shit behind the scenes and off the show, as Issa Rae did. And that's why Insecure took so long to come back. But it was just one of those moments. It was very clear to me. Very clear.
Yeah.
And I just hope that Janine is back. And Quinta, your ass need to be back on set all the days next season because I can't take this again. This was bad for Abbott. Not horrible. There were moments where I laughed, but
Yeah. Okay. So that was Abbott. Janine's coming back. And that's what we gathered from it. And we just go hope that the next episode get better. I think they're skipping this week, I believe. And then they'll be back, I think, the week after. Or sometimes they take a break in between. But I know that this is a 22 episode season, apparently.
okay. See,
so they have time to turn around.
Okay.
They have time to turn around. That's why I was like,
oh, because I thought this was it. Like when I seen this, I'm like, this is very season finale for me. So I'm like,
no, it did give season finale vibes. It definitely did. I did like to see Keegan Michael Key in it. And
same.
You know, I love the guest spots, and I love that their guest spots weren't really like they didn't take up too much space. We got to see. I want
a Beyonce guest spot, and I feel like that is actually reasonable.
I think this would be a great like first role for Blue.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
because she has to start prepping for the Beyonce movie. Who's going to play Beyonce?
Oh my god!
You got to start somewhere.
Who would she even play though?
A student.
A student? Isn't she too old to be a student? Oh, she is.
Isn't she like 11 or 12?
She's 12. She's like 12, 13.
Aren't they up to
Blue just carries herself
grade?
like, I'm just like, make her a teacher. But I just realized that she's like 12 or 13.
We know that she's choreographed a world tour, but she's still nowhere even close to driving just yet. She's 12. And she would put them in their place, but you know. She ain't no diva. Oh my god, they found the girl who Beyonce said she ain't no diva to, and I'm like, if Beyonce, okay, I want to let y'all know this now for the cowboy. If she does a Cowboy Carter tour, and she looks at me and she says something, you know, like even if she just says it playfully, don't find me and don't put me on the internet. Like,
Just don't even worry about it.
just let me have my moment in person and leave it off the internet.
But the way I'm gonna sing it louder.
And point back.
Everything you say to me, I will be saying back to you. So just prepare for that.
That's how to me. You say it to you loudly.
Cause like, don't play with me. That would be very bad for me, and I would just have a bad year. Please don't do that to me. I just know that would be the start of a spiral.
That's why I'm telling you guys, please do not find me in the audience if she says she ain't no diva and points to me. I don't care if you think, like, what? And you sung it the best you ever sung it. And you didn't even want to put it in the set, especially after watching the Beyonce movie, seeing that she didn't want to put it in the set and Blue made her put it in the set. And then only for you not to sing it like the best, but to also like sing it strongly that I'm not no diva, and you point directly at me and hold your finger there. Hold your finger there and repeat it multiple times. Absolutely.
Not to me. X-Men 97. In 2222. X-Men 97, Life, Death, Part 2. Shout out to Spice. I love Spice. This is such a good continuation of that episode that we seen with Storm. The last one with her and Forge. But I'm mighty afraid I don't have anything positive to say about Charles Xavier returning. I did not want this for me. I didn't want this for us. I hated it. I was so pissed off. I knew his ass was alive, but I was just hoping that they would save it for the next season. I don't want him to come back. We do not need Charles Xavier. What he does is, it's like, I just feel like he breastfeeds all the X-Men. And they run around like chickens with their head cut off, and they like, what do I do? What do I do? I don't know. What do I do? And they run to him, and he's like, I'll tell you what to do. I was happy to see them coming up with their own plans, working together as a team, and actually using their powers and standing on business, but together. And they do not stand on business when Charles Xavier is involved. They don't. They do not.
You right now. He would see his Milky Way ghetto become our new throne world.
Correct.
You think that he is bringing his Milky Way ghetto?
I do. And I wanted to see him in space. I think that's where he should have stayed. He should have stayed on that planet with that lady.
How do you feel about Deathbird literally calling Earth ghetto with such like
Did she lie?
Animosity? No, and that's what hurts the most.
She didn't lie at all. And I was like, no, let her cook, actually. Don't cover her mouth. Let her cook, because she's pissed the hell off. And she knows that if your ass stays here anyway, that you're not going to be shit, because you got your memories back on Earth. And that's why she wanted to get rid of those memories anyway. Because now look at you. Oh, the X-Men. I can't let them.
My
X-Men. It's like, and I get it. I get y'all are tight, and I get they eat your ass and you like that. But at the same time, it was not needed. All they needed to do was bring Magneto back. I did not need to see Charles Xavier. And hopefully he can take the suit.
A walk, bitch.
Yeah, hopefully he can take the suit. Because I do think that would make him...
That'd be refreshing.
That would give him an upgrade in a sense. Like, it would be refreshing because we're so used to seeing him in his chair, but to see him walking and actually fighting with them, I think that would be more powerful. And to see Magneto come back and fight with Charles, that would be like insane. So I would like to see that, but I just do not need Charles back. So I hope it's only for a limited time, and maybe he'll lose his life on Earth and give us what we all want.
I don't have no problem with the professor. I actually like
I
him
know
in
a lot
About
of
Me to
people
Death.
don't. Everybody's like, "Oh, the professor, man."
He keeps a cool head. And then the thing about it is that like Gene, it's just that like if Gene wasn't so all over the place, I would feel
useless.
I would feel more comfortable. But it's like she can't even
She
like
can't even hold a
sometimes she don't.
conversation without falling out. And I get it, cause same. Like lately, things have been overwhelming me so much to the point where I just fall out.
Yeah. Yeah.
If Chipotle is out of chips, I'm just like, oh.
It's just I think that, Gambit is gone. Rogue is going to like I think that this might trigger something for Rogue. There's like just so much going on with the team. Cyclops don't know what to do because he gave his baby away and he was psychically cheating.
And I
That
thought
really pissed me off.
that pissed me off, but it also made me laugh really hard because
He was psychically cheating with the bitch that had your
wow.
baby, and you would even, and then the baby's coming back as Cable. And then Storm didn't have her powers. Like the team is just everywhere. I don't even know where the fuck is Wolverine? Like who
How is your
happened to
baby
Wolverine?
older than you? Isn't that crazy? Like imagine you have a baby and the baby comes back and it's like 70 years old.
I'm like, that's not my baby.
And he's like, Mama.
I don't give a fuck. That's
like
not
in
my
an
baby.
ego's voice, like, what the
Mama.
fuck? If you don't back your ass, that would really creep me the fuck out.
I'm like,
a
who
lot.
the
fuck? My damn baby.
That ain't my, especially because like I watch my nieces and nephews grow up, and sometimes when I go long times without seeing them in person, and like they shoot up, I'm like, hold on, like that freaks me out because it's like slow down, stop growing. Yeah, you're not grown. So to have a full grown man as a son, it's like what you need me for?
I don't know. That shit is weird. They need to stop doing that shit. That Back in the Future and like they need to. I don't like that.
So I do want to say I liked when Charles sat them all down. He was like, I forgot my greatest gift, which is not just, psychic powers, but also teaching. And he put that apple in Deathbird's mouth and he sat them all down and told them to shut the fuck up and listen to this lesson and stop being racist because that's what this whole thing is about. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's what the whole lesson is. That's what Stan Lee and Robert Kirkman, or whatever the fuck it is.
5 minutes later be like, I can't stay, baby. I gotta go.
I know his name is Charles, but this isn't BMF. I like that he really just was like, listen, y'all sit y'all ass down and stop being racist, and we're stronger together than we are apart.
My X-Men.
To me, my X-Men. But the most important story going on here, whether we disagree or agree with the bringing back of Charles Xavier, is Storm's story. So tell them what happened with Storm from the beginning to it.
So this could have been a one-part episode, and I want to say shame on y'all for not making Storm allowing Storm to have her whole episode. Because all they're doing is finding Forge a cure, and she has to crawl up in this damn cave. And I felt like it could have been a little bit more, but they did give us a lot in a sense of so while she's finding the cure in the cave, we are met again by the adversary, who is this eagle bird and is still trying to discourage Storm and tell her, like, you're not shit. You don't have your powers. You're useless. You're
you want to be
asshole.
human, look at you.
$2 asshole. You're not gonna find that cure. He's gonna die. You might as well just let. What got me was when she was like, "You might as well just let him die in the cave." And Storm was like, "No, fuck that." And she got her powers back, and she snapped out of it. And not only did she snap out of it, but she applied her sacred products, and she grew 30 inches of hair. And she also got an outfit change and a light beat, like a little glam. And I kind of want to say that like Kyle Richards glam squad was in the room, and Kyle was like, go over there, and give her a little glam. And she gave.
I think it was literally like Tay on the hair.
I do think it was Tay on the hair because that costume was amazing. Just seeing her sprout out and like be exactly who she was destined.
Shane Justin costume, Tay on the hair, and whoever the fuck does Naomi Campbell's makeup, because it's like model makeup, like it's not too much, it's just enough.
Tay on the hair with sacred products for sure. For sure. It was just beautiful. It was such a beautiful moment, and I really hope that they stick with this costume, even though I know they're probably not, because they're gonna have to go back in time to revive the X-Men members who are no longer with us and change some shit. So I hope, with that being said, the Storm that we're seeing now goes into the past and is like, "Here, girl, take this, go your ass in that cave, and let Tay do your hair real quick." So that's what I'm hoping happens. So we will see. But Storm now has her mutant abilities. Forge now has his cure and he is healing up. But Storm is not going to stick around because she's like, I need to go find the X-Men.
Like, I've been here taking care of your ass. Like,
and
another...
Oh, no.
Charles.
And Channel 7 News was literally on in the background. And they're like, hey, the X-Men are dead. Like right before Deco Drive, they're like...
I was just about to say, find out more on Deco Drive. Where we go to the scene of the crime.
And shake some ass.
It has the best beignets.
Cooking with Belkis.
Belkis Beret.
I love Belkis. Shout out to her because she has some good ass enchiladas. That enchilada recipe, I will never forget that. Girl, you did your fucking big one on that shit. Oh.
It was a good episode.
It was good. And I loved it. I can't wait to see what happens next. I'm happy that Storm is now back in the X-Men. And I just hope that this inspires them to give Storm more screen time, because I feel like there's still so much more of her story to be told.
And there always is.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason, they just never do her justice.
Exactly. And it's like, we've seen Jean have 1,000 identity crises. And I'm not complaining, because while those were fun episodes, I need for them to do this for Storm.
And also do my girl Rogue great for once.
For once. But right now, Rogue is like, Gambit is dead.
Like, I finally finished the original X-Men. Season 5 was terrible. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but that was embarrassing.
Oh, you're talking about that last season? It was so bad.
The original one. I'm like, yeah, the very last season. And I found out it's because they thought that season 4 was going to be the end, and then it ended up getting renewed or whatever. The only good... And it wasn't even good. It was like Storm had a story and she was getting married to some nigga that literally came and manipulated the weather, and then he actually had slaves on his island, so she couldn't marry him. He was mad about that. Those are the most interesting episodes, but also just like, okay, well, why did she have to go through that? And it didn't make any sense in the first place, because Storm's not that fucking stupid to trust no man like that. So it was weird. And then the very last one, when Charles gets shot and they take him to the Shiari, and that's how he got up there in the first place, because this is a continuation. So Charles ended up getting shot. He's technically dead on Earth, and people don't know that they took him out of space. So that's what happened. He's coming from outer space. But yeah, the season 5 was terrible, and then now I'm on to X-Men Evolution, and I'm already on season 3. So like I'm running through these.
How do you like the vibes of X-Men Evolution? I feel like that is like more.
Yeah, it's more my pace.
Mm-hmm.
It's more my pace, and I like it. But that Storm is not as strong or as relevant as the OG Storm. We do have her nephew on there, Evan, who is he's a porcupine, I think. He just like and they barely show Storm, but I like Mystique's story in this a lot. Yes. I like that they're younger in this. I like obviously we get to see more X-Men. Like we're getting to see
Nightcrawler too.
Yeah, Nightcrawler and his human skin. So like, I'm on that. And then Mama, and then after I'm gonna watch obviously Wolverine. And then I don't know what I'm going to do after that.
Oh, I think in that Wolverine show, Storm has the costume that she has now.
Ooh, I can't wait to see.
So that's going to be a nice treat. Yeah, Evolution was really good. I did enjoy that. I enjoyed Mystique. I enjoyed Kitty Pryde too. That was my girl.
Season 1, I hated her because every episode she sounds like me. She says like every other sentence. Mm-hmm. Like L, and I'm just like, shut the.
But I'm like saying.
But second season, she gets better, and like she phases through people.
I'm like.
I can't stop myself from doing it. It's either y'all gonna get a like or a and I promise you want to like better than an
Because I'm smack that shit out.
Boy.
What a great episode. Y'all. Yeah, we gotta go. Oh my God. Bye, y'all. Like, literally subscribe to that Patreon, patreon.com/BarbaraWhiteBlack. Follow us on Instagram. Leave a 20-star review. And we love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
A Hurrdat Media Production.